Jacqui-Lee Pryce for Shadowboxruk UK.
How you doing, Miss Press?
I'm good, and I am delighted. That's what they always say, don't they? Delighted to be joined by none other than Spencer Fearon. How you doing?
I'm blessed, highly favoured, sis. You know what I mean?
I'm good. Listen, firstly, thanks very much for giving me the opportunity. I've tried in the past, seen you around, but I knew that the time would, when it's right, I would get you.
Well, you didn't try hard enough.
What, through IG on?
Oh, you sent me a message on IG?
Yeah.
I get, no disrespect, yeah, but if you know how many messages, I try to reply to every single person, but you see me now, nothing before it's time, yeah?
There you go, and I truly believe that. So, firstly, weekend, amazing weekend. It was one of those weekends that was bittersweet. First, I want to talk about the loss of Ricky Hatton. Have you got any special moments or anything that you can remember about?
I got loads.
Yeah, that you can share with us.
I remember 2000, September 23rd, I boxed on a Ricky Hatton undercard. But Ricky Hatton knew what time of day it is because you're cool. I was a prolific ticket seller, especially to my community, especially to young black ladies. I'm going to be real.
Okay.
I was a sweet boy at the time there. I mean,
back in them days.
I was a sweet boy, I'll tell you.
But you're looking kind of sweet now, though.
Yeah, well, not bad for 51, not bad.
Right, hey, listen, darling, trust me.
Right, and Ricky Hatton was in the adjacent changing room to me. I shared a changing room with Danny Williams,
yes,
who boxed on there. He was my childhood friend then, and Ricky Hatton was next door, and he was blaring out Destiny's Child. Can you pay my bills? And I'm like, brother, I'm getting ready to fight now. Your music for lock off another car. I have to play some tennis saw right now to get in my mood.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you know what I mean, he actually laughed his head off. He said, tennis saw, what's that? But I played Ring the Alarm. He knew what time of day. He was high-fiving and busting gunshots. I had a lot of time for Ricky over the years. A nice guy. And you know what? The thing when people die, everybody wants to say like how close they were to someone or da-da-da and all the rest of it. I'm not going to do that. What I'm saying is this. Every time that we hooked up, it was always love. You know what I mean? It was always love. And he gave me opportunity. When I started to manage and promote, I remember my two fighters that I had, he gave me a slot for my two fighters when he was promoting down in the UK. So in London. So I'm grateful to him. And he's like, because he's a brethren thing. Like, yeah, come. So for those kind of things, I always had time for Ricky Hatton, you know? Always had time for him.
Do you know what I love about that? Because I've been around boxing a long time. I'll tell you after how long. But you hear, obviously, mainly the stories about, you know, the public stories, and then to hear little stories like that for the public to just get a little insight. Because, listen, I was a massive fan, and I remember crying. I remember crying when he got beat, and I was a fan of Pacquiao's as well. When he got beat by Pacquiao.
That was a horrible knockout, you know?
I cried.
That was a horrible knockout. Yeah, that was a horrible knockout. But you know what? It's like, so much was his fan base that I remember when he fought Floyd, right? When he fought Floyd, right, in December of 2007, and the fanfare that he brought to Vegas,
I know,
they turned that place into Manchester. So
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. It happens. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, go for it.
It happens. And he kind of looked and thought, oh yeah, but it's all right.
I'll still do it.
Yeah. I should box him in his nose.
No,
anyway,
but you don't do your white cosses them.
Yeah, it's all right. Anyway, yeah.
30 plus people, Las Vegas.
It's mad. So that was his pulling power, because I know Frank Bruno couldn't do that. And Frank Bruno was Britain's favourite son. So when I look on those kind of things, you know what? Rest in peace, Ricky, you know what I mean?
Yeah, really sad. Literally, I was open-mouthed when I literally was like, you know when you think, is this a joke? But obviously no one's going to make that type of joke. But I was literally like, this has got to be a joke.
Nah. Well, you know what? It is what it is, but you have to also remember that it's like, people only die when you forget them. And that's how it goes. But when I can say, like, Ricky Hatton was very courteous. You know what I mean? Very cordial. He was very inviting to people, anybody. You meet somebody and you felt, and he had a knack of making people feel 10 feet tall. Right? Right? Because I remember, like, when he was fighting Pacquiao, and I ain't seen him in a hot minute for the Pacquiao fight, and they had something down in London at the Imperial War Museum to promote his fight. That's what Golden Boy put on. And at that time I was working at Satanta. So I've gone down with the producers and all the rest of it. And Ricky's like, yeah, Spence, remember you introduced me to Tennessee. I'm like, that man, I was like, right, Ricky, pick up yourself, bro. So it's those kind of things. So, I mean, that's what made the guy special, man.
You know those old school people in boxing, though, and I do say, because the new generation is a little bit different, they won't switch, they won't change. Like you've just said, like he's remembered moments, you know, different moments within both of your career. And I find that, unfortunately, nowadays, everyone thinks that they're do-do don'ts.
No, but you know what? How it goes? This is how it goes, Miss Pryce. It's because they haven't really done anything. And I want people to realize this world that we're living in right now, this fake, toxic social media world. Yeah, people say things and people get overly touchy. And what I realize now is better to be kind than to be right. Try and be kind.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course you can.
Because this is something that I've wondered about you. I think I saw a video, or I did see a video, brief video of you talking about having autism. Do you see that as your superpower? Because here's the thing.
Of course it is.
But here's the thing. In this world of boxing, especially in boxing media, it's very difficult sometimes to be honest about what you see, because then you get ostracized, you get sabotaged. No. It does happen.
Did you see what Bud Crawford said on the weekend?
I did.
He literally was saying, I never cooned, I never sold out, I didn't jack and jive, I was my friggin' authentic self. And you know what? And it paid off in the long run.
But it never stopped him getting an opportunity. What sometimes happens is you stop getting opportunities.
No.
But my point being is, I've noticed that you...
let me explain to you.
Yeah, go for it.
You are the opportunity. From when you woke up in the morning, the Most High God, because there is a God, right, who governs the universe, has given you favor because he's woken you up this morning. And you woke you up with two options, a chance and a choice. It's down to you to go take them. That is it. I don't want to hear no talk about anything else or like, oh, well, people can stop. They can't stop nothing, right? Because God's in control. You know what I mean? And Satan knows who he is. Satan is not a particular person. It's an energy. But it's an energy that goes into a certain person, and then they try to mash up your thing when you're doing your thing. But all you got to do is stay on the right path. Because when I wake up in the morning, I say, La ilaha illallah, there is no God but God. So I know this in my being, in my existence. So when I'm going through anything, I just turn around and say to myself, I'm leaving it to God. And once I say I'm leaving it to God, me leaving it to God gets alleviated to him, and I get alleviated up.
Here's the thing, right? So firstly, I think we follow different religions, but we believe exactly the same thing.
Well, you're saying we follow different religions.
Are you Muslim?
Yeah, I'm Muslim. But I want you to realize this. If you're following the Creator, I'm following the Creator, we're following the Creator. You may have a different interpretation of how you're following the Creator, then that's down to you. I don't business. Someone could say they're a Buddhist, they're a Hindu, they're a Jew, they're a Christian. They could say whatever you are. Whatever you say that you are, then be good at that.
But as long as you're good at that,
believe
in the highest.
No. If you are good at that, then me you can joke.
Yeah.
Because we got a common denominator that we believe in the Most High, and the Most High is one. You know what I mean? The Lord thy God is one. I want you to know this. Right? He's not separated, he's not divided, he's one. So if you're speaking and you're living to the oneness of the Most High, then we're cool.
So going back to this point of honesty and straightforwardness, is that something, because I read somewhere that some autistic people, that is one of their traits, they literally cannot tell a distruth. And so sometimes in situations...
I lie all the time.
Oh, do you?
oh, God in heaven.
I like the way you admit that, though.
Listen to me, yeah? What I'm trying to say is this, is like, I can't pander to bullshit because it doesn't make me feel right. Even at my own peril. I know that I've locked off lots of opportunities, but I've stayed authentic and real to myself. But at the end of the day, just stay in the race, because the love that I receive from where I'm meant to get love from, I only want love from where I'm meant to get it from. I get love from where I'm meant to get it. I'm not pandering for no one else's affections. I don't care who likes me from who don't like me. You know what I mean? But one thing you're going to have to do, you're going to have to respect me. In this art, in this trade of boxing, no one can't turn around and say, Spencer Fearon don't know boxing. Whether it's training, managing, fighting, whatever. No one can't turn around and say, I don't know boxing. I know boxing.
And talking about knowing boxing, let's briefly talk about Saturday night. Oh my days, Terence Crawford, Canelo. What a fight. Nobody, well, I wouldn't say nobody, a lot of people didn't give Terence Crawford a chance. Talk me through your thoughts on the fight.
Well, I did. And I told everybody that Terence Crawford was going to win. Everybody. I told that Terence Crawford was going to win. Myself and my brother from another mother, Tony Bellew, we were screaming loud that that Terence Crawford was going to come out successful. Reason being, I remember there was a man called, we're going back 11 years ago now. It was a man called Charles Lawrence, who was the producer at Sky when I was at Sky. And he said, Spence, I need to watch this guy because he's Ricky Hatton. He's Ricky Burns, his next opponent. And I remember calling Tony. He said, Tony, you have to come to my house and watch this brother, you know. And Tony comes around my house and we sit down and he said, we both looked at each other and said, there's no way on earth Ricky Burns is going to beat this guy, right? Because you could see Special, right? But because Special wasn't wrapped up in no bow and with no glitz and no glass, certain
You didn't
people,
need sprinkles,
but certain people don't know boxing. The real ones know. So the real ones who spotted Terence Crawford from then, and I rate the fact that Ed Draper, who I used to do my show, I used to do toe to toe with, is telling everyone, Spencer told me about this guy years ago. And now it's just come to fruition. The man is a special talent.
Talk me through some of those special moments, because listen, I like that listen, there was loads of stuff. But that in the pocket work when he stood toe to toe with him,
No,
tasty.
you know what it is, sis? Is that when you're a special human being, and we've seen it with certain guys, they can literally slow up time, right? And I tell you, could do it really good. Sugar Ray Leonard used to do it really good. He could slow up time. Roberto Duran used to slow up time, but he'd do it at such a ferocious pace we wouldn't understand what he was doing. We just enjoyed the thuggish mentality of him. But when you looked at somebody like what Terence Crawford did on the week, Roy Jones did really good as well. I remember I had this conversation with his then trainer Alt Murkison. He said Roy can slow up time. So when you're looking at guys who can slow up time, that's what we got with him. It was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
It was Christ-like consciousness at its highest degree. And when Scripture tells you in Romans 12 verse 2, be ye not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Look at the focus that Terence Crawford demonstrated. He was constantly renewing his mind.
There was not a moment when this kid switched off. And do you know what did it for me? Well, there were several moments, but when he walked into the ring, you know, like when he nonchalantly walked into the ring, I was like, okay, we're in. Go for it. I thought we're in for something special, super special.
Yeah.
But then just that whole ring walk. He didn't switch off at any moment within the fight.
Because he's a special talent, and lots of people are involved in boxing, but they don't understand boxing.
It was like supernatural.
I'll tell you why. It's supernatural to the people who don't understand the spiritual. If you don't understand the spiritual, don't get twisted. Canelo's a spiritual guy as well, you know? I'm Mexican, you know.
But blessed.
So, right, but you have to understand what you're dealing with. But not only that, but also it made sense to me. You're not going to tell me that a man that went 12 rounds with John Ryder, right, who's not an elite fighter, is going to fight a smaller guy who's actually a big guy who's very, very strong, right? And he's got that real blue-black blood in him. You're not going to beat him. And that's that.
I was in awe. I was grateful to have witnessed such a spectacle. I really, really was. And I just even now I'm thinking about it, I was just so. I was like, you know what? When somebody can't be broken, when they are repeatedly able to get into the gym, put their time and energy in, even though there's roadblock after roadblock after roadblock, and every piece of the puzzle just fitted in together beautifully.
It certainly did. It certainly did. And off of that note, sis, I've got to go do a couple more. So.
Thank you so much. Thank you,
all right,
thank you.
You wanted to ask me something about...
I did.
Go on, ask me that.
Just very briefly, I wanted to ask you, so I had a quick word with Radio Raheem the other week. We spoke very briefly about the whole situation with Don Charles and Daniel Dubois, and you had obviously done an interview saying that, you know, he should basically... Resign.
Before getting fired.
Okay, so... I guess there are two questions that I want to ask you. Did you have inside knowledge, or is it just you're going on how Dan's father has behaved in the past? What was the whole premise for that?
I'm going off of what Don Charles said. Don Charles said in interviews that the dad said to him that I've got a job as long as we're winning. So you lost. So therefore, you ain't got a job. Wow, is that rocket science? Does that make me a soothsayer? No, it doesn't. It means that I'm listening to what you actually said, and then I'm saying it. But because I understand when feelings and emotions are so heightened, right, that everybody be like, oh my goodness gracious, what you're saying right now, you're wishing on. I'm not wishing nothing on you, because Don Charles should know better, right? Me and the dad had an altercation which has been squashed. Reason being is because the dad knew what he did, and after the fight, because I didn't criticize Daniel Dubois, the dad phoned me up and said, you know what, Spence? We're both black men. We shouldn't be arguing. We shouldn't be fighting. That's what the dad said to me. The dad said to me, send me your bank account. I'm going to send you that thing that I had for you. I said, you know what I did? I sent it to the children in Uganda, right? To feed them. So I've got it on my phone. They're all saying thank you to myself and Uncle Stanley Dubois. That's what they're saying.
So basically, you put a little change that he owes you. Is that what you're saying?
It's not little change that he owed me. It was outstanding, but it got squashed by a solicitor. Right? The dad overlooked it. So in the dad's head, he was like, oh, I didn't have nothing to pay. But I know when the solicitor knew that was the case. Yeah. That's not the case. It was squashed. And you know what? It was squashed because he pulled me up and said, we shouldn't be arguing, Spence. Right? He's still a big man to me. Right?
Yes.
So, right? And it was my brother, Marlon Morris, who said to me, Spence, we can't be doing these public argument things. And like, you know, when you're just so angry at certain things because you're saying, what, so it was fake love that you're showing me then, yeah? Or like when you're coming to me for advice on certain things, so it's fake love. So I'm vexed. It's squashed now. You know what I mean? Now, this is the thing. Don't buy next people's argument. Because Don Charles bought their argument. Because Don Charles must thought I've had a vendetta against him. I've known Don since I've been 12 years old. Why would I have an vendetta against you? But my problem is, I will speak my mind.
But can I ask you a question? And I think that it's noble that you speak your mind. But however, can I ask you, as a friend, and you've said that you were a friend of Don Charles, do you regret having that conversation in public?
No.
Okay.
No regrets at all. You know what I mean? Because what happened of the thing is this. The conversation, I'm talking the truth. The conversation when I'm saying that dad was going to sack you and I begged the dad for you to keep your job. I'm not lying, that's the truth. You know what I mean?
And it did transpire you were right.
Right, so no. And so you can't be vexed with me over nothing. You're meant to be, you know what, Spence? Cool. But you didn't do that. You went to run on the offensive because certain people don't know how to address certain things. Do you know what I mean? And when your ego can surpass your personality, that will happen. The reason why, ego has surpassed my personality on many times. You know what I mean? But as I've got older, I've learned to humble myself.
Can I ask you this though? With hindsight, and you kind of alluded to the fact that, I can't remember who you said that I think Stan, you all as black men shouldn't be arguing. You know, if you had a message for Don Charles, you know, what would that be? Don Charles should know better. He knows that I love him. I love Don Charles. The latter bit, we'll just take the latter. I love you. Yeah, I love you. So behave yourself. All right. Thank you, darling.